Yes, sir. My name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, we are going to be going into the best teams of the month. We are ending the month of September. That means we got to do a best team of the month, top 5 best teams of the month. Do this every single month, so we just review what teams are dominating the meta. And for me, in case you don't know, my name is Zakashi, guys. I play PvP every single day. I get godly every single season, besides from the first few. It was a tough time then, but I've got godly about 18 times right now, closing in on 20. Yeah, so I pretty much play consistency, so I feel like my word is decent enough to tell who's using what units a lot, what units are more popular, what are more valuable, etc, etc, etc. So that's why I bring you guys this video every single month, once a month. And right now, Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan that has actually entered the game. So we're going to see how the meta has switched up. I'm just using him in the try feature just because I actually don't have him. I personally did not summon for him. But if you guys did, let me know. But without further ado, hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. I want to put some disclaimers out there that there's no order to this list. So the team that is 5th could be better than the team that's 1st. It's just the fact that these are the top 5 teams that I believe are currently running the meta. So don't feel too tight about the order. Just know that every team is probably more valuable as each other. It just depends on who the user is. So if you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 30,000 subscribers. Probably there at the time you're seeing this video. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on you guys. All my social media links are going to be in the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link, all in the description below. So make sure to check me out on all of those. But yeah, man, I'm not going to hold you guys up anymore. Let's actually get into the top 5 best teams of the month. Okay, so the first team I want to talk about on this list is actually Fusion Warriors. I feel like Fusion Warriors is just a team where they're so, it comprises of so many OP characters, and it's just OP characters straight out. It doesn't even matter about how they work or anything, you just know they're OP off rip. And it's a team that people kind of just opt into because the banners usually drop at hype times, whether it be the anniversary or festival. That's usually when. So people just put these units together and it just works more time. So I feel like it's a team that people just kind of opt into if they don't know what to run. And a lot of people actually run it. It's my main team, so you can see the high stars. How I've built it here, I run USG as the main. Give USG a Zenkai buff, USG being Ultra Super Gogeta, and then I give the HP buff, which only comes at 14 stars with LF Zenkai 7 Super Vegito. I also got USV here, another HP buff using Super Saiyan 3 Gold Tanks and Red Vegito because he buffs the Vegetos, and then on top of that, because USG is the leader, he gets the Z ability as well, so it works very well. But there's not really a lot of options with this team, which is what the downside is about it. The team is very strict on what units you need to have, and if you're missing even one, you basically can't use the team. It's quite an expensive team, but it's a team that will guarantee you a lot of wins just based on the fact that it's always going to have OP units, and there's always these OP units that drop during hype time, such as the anniversary and festival. But if we go to the character list, you can see pretty much there's not many options that you have. So if you don't have USG, you can use VV. VV is a very good option that you can actually use. He's not as good as USG, there should be blatant, but Vegito Blue is very, very valuable. G4 is pretty much the only green, and that says a lot because he's not a very good unit, and I have him at 14 stars in my opinion. Anyways, just want to put that out there. He's not what he once used to be, so I don't even run a green. There's no purpose of me running a green. For purple, I use Super Vegito, but recently I haven't been bringing him, just off the basis that purples are not as valuable right now. If you're really looking to have a purple, you can use the free-to-play Gogeta here. And then for the yellow, you must have USV. Don't try use Gogeta Blue, you probably will be disappointed. And Marjube can be used just basically for endurance if you want to build him defensively, but even then he's not a very good option. And then you don't need a red either, but if you wanted to put CMZ on the leader as a red, you could do that. And one thing I want to point out is that in this meta it's very red dominated, so if I actually take off the filter, what a lot of people would opt in to do is to actually run another color, because Fusion Warriors don't have any like unique abilities that tie the tag in too heavily. So what I'd opt in you do is you possibly take off maybe the Zenkai buff or the Vegito bench. In this case, I'm just going to use the Vegito bench. You put MUI there, and you put MUI on leader. You could also use other OP characters like Cooler, and then if you wanted to, who I don't have, you could also put the droids Android 17 and 18. And even then, if you also wanted to swap out the purple, so let's say you wanted to put Vegito back on, where is he? the free-to-play boy. There we go. Say you wanted to put him back on, right? If you don't run SV, you could take off, I don't know. Let's take off Nameku in this case. I'll just move Vegito to the side. And then the new boy, the guy of the season, you could actually run Broly as the leader slot. And he'd work very well on the leader slot. So that's just down to how you want to play. I'm just giving you guys the options. Talk a bit more about this team because it's my main team. But of course, it's a team that people can just rely on simply because they comprise of 2 OP characters, Ultra Super Gogeta and Ultra Super Vegito. So that's number 1. That's Fusion Warriors. I feel like they're kind of falling off because the meta has a lot of strong enemies and we're going to get into them right now. Now, number 2 on the list, we've got Lineage of Evil, but it's basically Powerful Opponent at the same time. Powerful Opponent, Lineage of Evil is the same thing. Like, there's literally no difference. Because all of the Lineage of Evil units are Powerful Opponents. It's just that the Z abilities might not work in a way where it says Powerful Opponent. So just want to point that out. But if we go to the character list, so if I go to there, you can see what options you have. So in this case, I'm actually Zenkai buffing Revival Frieza with Final Form Cooler. You can see he gets blue Lineage of Evil. So this guy gets a Zenkai buff. AGF for the green Angel Golden Frieza, but you don't have to use a green. I haven't included a purple, but you could definitely add a purple, and I'll show you how you could do that. So in this case, if I didn't want a Zenkai buff Revival Frieza, I'd take off that Zenkai buff. I might want to take off the green here. Then I could put First Form Frieza and then actually add Shield as well. Shield is very valuable because I believe he gives a HP buff. There you go, max base health and 18% health restoration to Lineage of Evil. Then he also Zenkai buffs the First Form Frieza, which is very valuable. Then if you also didn't want to do that, you could also go ahead and Zenkai buff, double Zenkai buff this guy here. So if I go to details, Full Power Frieza, he has a Platinum equip. You can see that he's going to get double Zenkai buff for Lineage of Evil and yellow. But you lose the Z ability there because this Frieza here, I believe his Z ability is only yellow, which is very, very strange, but he's one of the first units in the game. So it just is what it is. And then I've got this cool metal cooler here, Zenkai buffing the main boy Final Form Cooler. The cooler sweep is cooler sweep season, that's what it is. So yeah, he's got to get Zenkai buffed. Just putting that out there. But if I want to change the tag, so if we take off Lineage of Evil and we look for the Powerful Opponent tag, you can see the options open up even further and you can actually put a lot of people on the team now. So for any of the blues, you might be interested in Broly, but what I want to put out is that with Lineage of Evil, they often have like the Z ability, unique abilities that tie in heavily with benefiting LOE. So for example, if I go to purple, I believe this Frieza here, he has a unique ability of some sort, which I don't even have his unlocked because I don't use him. But you can see here, apply the following effects to one allied tag, Frieza, Force, or Lineage of Evil. So if you're running Powerful Opponents with him, it's not going to work exactly well and you won't reap the full benefits. So you have to consider that when actually forming your team. But if you wanted to switch it up and do a Powerful Opponent team, there are some options you've got. I'm actually going to come out here and go to the character list so I could just show you all the options. The main ones being Cooler, who literally came out not too long ago. The droids, very, very valuable. And obviously the new boy Broly, who I believe actually has a Powerful Opponent Z ability, which we'll look at, since he came out for the Powerful Opponent campaign. They're literally the last character to come out for the Powerful Opponent campaign. Yeah, there's a lot of Powerful Opponents, but you have to consider their Z abilities, so just read into them. But if I'm just going to go through most of the popular ones, Cooler's used for a Zenkai buff. I already spoke about Revzar. Kid Buu is useful. Don't sleep on him. AGF is not a Powerful Opponent, just want to point that out there because you saw him earlier. But the Goku Black and Zamasu are very, very useful. Any other purples? First one, Frieza, pretty much that's it. I wouldn't recommend anybody else specifically. Yellow, Tapion, Full Power Frieza, definitely valuable units. And already went through the reds, so we have Cooler, fine. The tag droids. I missed out Jiren. If you summon for him, that's you. I don't think he's the best personally, but he's someone you can have for Powerful Opponent. So there's going to be kind of 2 numbers in one. Lineage of Evil, Powerful Opponent. It's pretty much the same thing, I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to count it as 2 places because you see a mixture of both teams depending on what people want to run. Like I've even seen people use this cell and actually do numbers. I've seen people bring out purple LF cell, even though you don't see him a lot. I saw like 2 people max in like 100 games. So yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of units here. Don't sleep on any of them, they could catch you lacking. But really and truly, Powerful Opponent is pretty much just Lineage of Evil. And if you're not running Lineage of Evil, you'd probably just swap out a few things like putting the droids the droids on the leader slot for Lineage of Evil. It doesn't really make a big difference, but that's if you don't have Cooler even. And obviously Broly is the new fan favorite at the moment, so he's gonna fit the team. But yeah, that's number 2 and technically number 3. So we got Powerful Opponent, Lineage of Evil, but because they're so dominant in the meta, I usually don't count it as 2 spaces. But in this best team of the month, I'm gonna count it as 2 spaces. So yeah, that's Powerful Opponent and Lineage of Evil. Now, number 4 on this list, I've actually got Sagas from the movies now. The movies team is probably the most dominant team in the meta right now, and I don't say that on a whim. They're easily probably the strongest team on this list, and I don't say that lightly. They are a part of the list, so maybe if you want to argue something else, but in my opinion, the movies team is the best team in the game right now. And let me look at their options, because they have a lot. Well, not really, but the units that they have, they just dominate so much. So for the blue, Ultra's on. So we got Ultra Super Gogeta. This guy been out for like 9 months, and the people just can't keep up. Like, they just can't keep up. This guy has been out for so long, and he's still that guy. Like, he's still that guy. So that's a main blue carry if you want to use him for the movies team. Broly got his platinum equipped, but he can't keep up. He just can't. So don't, if you got USG, don't even think about using that Broly, even if you have his platinum equipped with 3 red slots. Alright, for the green, it's a unit I don't have. Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku. Very useful. First 2 switches, you can't cover change him. Very valuable. He has the cover nullification, and then when his gauge fills, his main ability would take away your vanish, give him a vanish, and he goes type neutral. He does a lot of damage. It's like a tactical nuke. So if you can fill his gauge, definitely try to do that because it's very valuable. I don't recommend anybody else for the green, but if you wanted to run like a green variant, this Goku is very tanky. I don't recommend it for anything else, but he is very solid and can absorb a lot of hits. He's also a Zenkai buffer for the Dragon Fist Goku, so just want to put that out there. If we go to the purples is a very valuable color right now because of the Broly. So it's actually increased the stocks, the prices of this guy here, Revhan. People have been running double purple on movies, which is very valuable. And obviously the Broly, the Ultra Broly who released, I want to mention him because obviously he's the main purple on movies team as a whole. Next we got Tapion. He's the only yellow you should be using from movies because he is a buffer. He causes a lot of disturbances. Really good for actually dealing damage when he dies as well. And he actually can save you from rising rushes, so he reduces time counts. It's really dope. And then we got, for the red, we got Cooler. He's the main man. Shouldn't be anybody else. But if you wanted to switch out, I'm gonna have to take off the filter again. So if I actually take off Sagas from the movies, you can switch out the Cooler red for other leader slot options. For example, MUI Goku, if you feel that that's your type of playstyle you want to go to, or even the tag droids who I don't have, but they are here. Very valuable reds, especially because these guys can switch, and once they get comboing, you know it's a long day. So just want to put that out there. You don't want to deal with them, and that's just a fact. So that's Sagas from the movies. Is a very stacked team. I've even seen people using this Trunks as the leader slot on movies if you don't want to use Dragon Fist. He has a quick burst ultimate. He gets 2, one from his green card, one from his main ability. He's trying to be USG for real, but in a better sense because you can force it whenever you're ready. So just want to put that out there. Sagas is a very solid team, and you see how I've explained what makes them so great. Just want to put it out there. The leader slot options make it great. Tapion hard carries, even though he's a yellow, he's not very solid right now. But then with the purples, Revhan with his revival mechanic and Broly just coming in and sweeping the meta with Cooler. They have 2 boost units on at the same time. It's just a long day for a lot of other teams, and I just want to put that out there, man. That's number 4 on this list. We got movies. Now, you're probably wondering what's going to be number 5 on this list. Well, we've got red, purple with a mixture of purple, red. I'm going to say one of them are the honorable mention, but they are as dominant as any of the other teams that I've mentioned easily. It's just because I can't go past 5. I'm not going to do a top 6, am I? There's a large mixture of teams you can put here, and this is just one of them. So Cooler on God Key. This is a God Key red, purple. Very beautiful because Whis is a very good support, and MUI, everybody knows how annoying he is, especially if you got him higher stars. But even if you don't, just with the Dokabaki auto win, dodging and doing damage, the gauge, it's all annoying factors. You can't cover change him on main. He does a lot of good stuff. But then there's a lot of red, purple mixes that you can do. So for example, I have Cooler on the leader, but then you could take him off and put the androids if you have them high stars. That's another variant that you could use. But then we also have the purple, red that I've been talking about. So in this case, what I want to talk about is putting MUI on the leader. So I'm gonna press in here, and then for your purples, you would have Revhan, who's a revival factor, which is very, very beneficial for you. And then you obviously have the new Broly. I've only got red and purple selected, but the new Ultra Broly, who's a purple, you'd have in there. And then on top of that, you could also stack things. So if I take these 3 off the bench because they're not helping nobody, I want to look for Zenkai buff. So here, because we're going to be running 2 purples, Z ability Saga from the movies, Saga's purple. So that's a Zenkai buff for both of them. Very solid. I'm going to put that down here. I don't think anybody else really fits the description, just to make sure. Let me just check this guy. I don't want to feel like miss anything because I haven't been using this team. You can see it's only really Son family, so that wouldn't help out Ultra Broly. But I've seen people go through, what's it called? What's the brother's name? I forgot his name. Goku, that's it. He provides HP for Saga from the movies. If I can find him here, here we are. Nice little EX unit on the team, HP there, Saga from the movies. Very solid to put on the squad, especially for revival Gohan, who's going to be very useful. I'm going to turn off the colors now. And then you pretty much just be looking for a good Z ability to end off the last unit. So I think what I'd put on for this purple, red setup, I'll probably look for someone that would work in totality for everybody. So I'd probably go for like a good Z ability here. Let's say this guy, just for sake. He doesn't Zenkai buff, but of course, depending on how you wanted to mix it, I've got MUI on this one, so you might want to swap out Cooler. So now you've got a good Z ability and a Zenkai buff, which is way more effective than the God Key variant that I was just messing about with. So many good purples and reds mixing together. It's actually quite insane. The main 3 reds being MUI, Droids, and Cooler. Purples, Revhan, and Ultra Broly. And then depending on if you're running a God Key variant, it's pretty much just Whis. But then Whis can be Zenkai buffed by this Fusion Zamasu, as well as this Vegeta. I believe he buffs God Key. There we go. So it just depends on how you want to build it. You can go either way. Personally, I don't use either of these. As you can tell by the way I was kind of like putting pieces together. But this is a setup, like especially with the movies one, so the one I've built right now, I don't have Ultra Broly in that spot, but you get the point. It's very, very valuable. Broly, disruption, defenses, gauge, Revhan, revival, support factors before revival. He does damage after the revival when he builds up and he catches you lacking with that blue. Cooler, he's gonna lock you in and it's just grits. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the list. Let me know what you guys think, considering that this is the last number. So we got red, purple, and purple, red. So yeah, that's gonna end off the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you guys think, if you would actually put any teams in and take any teams out. But I feel like for the most part, I've nailed it on the head with the top 5 units that are being used in the meta right now. I don't feel like any other teams that I did not mention are even close to these teams, but even if they are, they're still less. They're not as valuable as the teams that I've mentioned in this video. We do this every single month, so tap in, press the subscribe button, man. You'll love it here on Zakashi's channel. The Zinobi army is going crazy. We're going up. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Press the subscribe button. We're on this grand 30,000 subscribers, like I said at the start of the video. All my social media links are going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link, all in the description below. I don't really want to hold you guys up any longer. I just appreciate you guys if you're even still watching to this point. I'm going to leave it like that. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one, man.
Please, lend me your energy!